Namaste and welcome to beautiful Ubud in Bali. Uh, I'm Travis and this is Sthira Yoga. It's a beginner's series of 5 classes. Class number 1 is all about the integration of the practice and just a little bit of movement. Each class will finish with a little stretch at the end, but eventually you can add them all together and make about an hour-long class. So let's get started. Begin in extended child's pose. And if you're not sure what that is, bring your big toes to touch. Your knees about as wide as your mat. Sit your hips back towards your heels. And before you bow down, just take a moment to thank yourself for beginning this little journey. And then start to walk yourself forward. Bring your fingertips down and lower the forehead down onto the mat. Areas of discomfort might be at your knees or at your hips. So feel free to place a pillow between your calves and your thighs. You might even like something underneath your head if it's not able to press down onto the earth comfortably. And this is a moment now just to arrive within the 4 corners of your mat. Let go of the expectation that you know everything and that you're able to do all of the postures, and begin with the childlike mind. Let it be an absorption of the practice. Everyone's got to start somewhere, right? Now, the invitation here is to start to notice how you have arrived, whether you've got lots on your mind, whether you've got tasks or to-do lists ticking over in the brain. And you know what? That's okay. We live very busy lives. It's more about an observer's mindset and just noticing them. And my encouragement would be to allow them to be like the clouds in the sky. Roll on by. We'll get back to them later. And from your child's pose position, just take another 2 breaths. And then start to press down into your hands and your knees and shift your way into a tabletop position. So all fours, your fingers have spread wide, your shoulders are roughly over your wrists, and your hips are over your knees. You can have your toes untucked, so the tops of the feet on the mat, or you could tuck the toes so that you feel that expression of stretch across the base of your foot. That's your choice. But from here, we move through some cows and cats. So with cow, we inhale, tilt the tailbone up, let the belly drop, and open the collarbones and look up. And then on the exhale, we cat. So chin to chest, press down, dome the back, belly button in, look at the knees. Come through for an inhale to cow. And then exhale for cat. So we move through a few cycles of this, and this is like integration of our body and our breath. And I actually encourage you to close your eyes because really I'd like you to guide yourself. If a shape feels like it's calling your name, you know, hip circles, neck rolls, there is no right or wrong here. I actually call this our sexy cat, this opportunity to move in a way that feels really natural and intuitive. You might even like to change the orientation of your hands, point the fingers back towards your knees, and just move really funky with the elbows and the wrists. You know, we spend a lot of time doing the same repetitive movements, you know, typing or whatever it may be, and the wrists and the forearms get a little tight. Nice. Now come back to your stable tabletop position and we'll continue our stretches and our warm-ups. So take your right hand up to the sky on an inhale breath. Look up and reach up. And then dive it in and under through to the left. So you lower your right ear down, you're looking to the left. Now perhaps the left hand, which is the hand just in front of your face there, might like to walk forward and come onto its finger pads, extending forward down the mat away from you. And now soften the right temple and the right cheek and the ear down onto the earth. And just stay for a moment. Return the left hand in front of your face. There's your foundation. Press it down and inhale. Reach the right hand up. Lower the right hand down and we'll switch it over. Left hand up, inhale. Dive it in and under, exhale breath to the right. So as we lower our left ear down, we're looking to the right. And then we walk the right hand forward perhaps and come onto the finger pads. Just let that left side of your face soften. And then we return the right hand. Inhale the left hand and lower the left hand down. Nice. Now think of a puppy here as we walk out. In fact, what I do is I just take a few scooches back of my knees because I want the length of the mat out in front of me. So my big toes are roughly at the back of the mat. Now walk your hands forward, but keep the hips over the knees. And you bow down here. It's a deeper stretch and different to our first pose, which was child's pose. It's more of an upper arm, shoulder, hammocking into the armpits, toning the belly button. And perhaps if it's available to you, you might actually like to tuck your toes here. And you feel a little bit more support there with the toes tucked. Now lift your head and look forward and see how elegantly you can slither forward onto your tummies. And I said elegantly because, like, let's just have a bit of fun. So tops of the feet on the mat and shift your hands under your shoulders. So your elbows point back. We're taking our cobra pose here. So press down through the palms, point the elbows back, and press down through the tops of your feet. Feel your kneecaps engage and activate. You might even like to see if you can lift your belly button here and pretend you're picking a blueberry up within it. And hold. Nice. Now press back through your tabletop position. And our first downward facing dog, keep your hands further down the mat, spread the fingers nice and wide, and then tuck the toes, lift the hips to sky and swing your head back, look at your big toes. Now first down dog, I like to step a little closer and then bend each knee independently and shuffle between a stretch and a release. So I'm walking on the spot. Now, downward facing dog is from the hands. We want to think about the fingers are spread wide, the knuckles are grounded, and the shoulders are nice and warm and engaged and turned on. So we're quite active in the upper body, so the torso, the arms. Now the head wants to be soft, head heavy, and looking back at our big toes. So what I would recommend if you really tighten your buttocks and your hamstrings, bend the knees, lift the heels. That's super more, there's so much more room there once you do that. However, if there is flexibility, it allows the soles of the feet to lower to the earth and you create like a V shape, that's fine. But, the practice needs time to integrate into your body as well. Now, how slowly can you walk forward to the top of the mat? Take your time. There's absolutely no rush. And upon arrival, find your feet are hip width. Reach for your opposite elbow and then fold. And again, tight hamstrings, buttocks. I want bends in the knees, lots of space, tummy on the thighs, right? But if there isn't that expression of tension in the backs of your legs and buttocks, maybe you can find more length in the kneecaps by extending the legs. Now, another observation we can make here is you always tend to do the same thing over and over again. So uncross your arms, so just let go and recross them in the unusual opposite way. Just notice how that makes you sort of feel. We tend to step with the same foot forward first. We hold a pen with the same hand. We clean the cupboards with the same hand. So yeah, we tend to get very monotonous. Dangle the fingertips to the earth now, chin to chest. And then start to roll up to a mountain pose, vertebra by vertebra, bone by bone. Take your time. We're just unrolling, emerging, and arriving in an upright position. So again, no rush. Now, mountain pose is our blueprint of our practice. So as you roll your shoulders up to your ears, bring your arms beside your body, fingers spread wide. Now, work from the ground up. Yoga is an uplifting practice. So what I would do is spread the toes and lift them so you firm the four corners of the feet down, and then return the toes to the mat. Hug the muscles around the leg bones. Create a neutral pelvis. Draw your belly button in, ribs are contained, and then shorten the distance between your chin and your chest. So a little bit of a tuck. Arms are long, fingers are spread wide, and the palms face your thighs. So why do we stand like a mountain? Why do we stand tall like this? It's to encourage us, to remind us that the foundation is firm, that we're lifted through the crown of the head. We can do this. The ancient yogis and the yogis of today can still see the gigantic Himalaya mountains on the horizon, and their wonder and presence has been a spiritual icon for the practice and the philosophies of this ancient tradition. So as you stand here, feel that. And then from this lovely firm foundation, we'll step our big toes to touch, bring our hands to our heart space and draw our chin towards our chest. Call this pose Samasthiti, hands at heart. And this is a lovely spot just to connect with your breath. So seal your lips and breathe through your nose. And maybe set an intention for yourself, share your practice with someone in need. Just take a moment for yourself. Be here. Take your hands out wide up to the sky. Inhale. Look up, reach up, rise up, palms touch, and then return to the earth. Exhale breath and have a lovely, gentle, slow flow. Halfway lift is an inhale breath. So you're bringing your crown of head forward, and then we'll step back to our high plank position. Now, please lower your knees if you need here. We're going to hold this for 2 breaths, not too long. I want you to press away from the earth. It's exactly the same as Tadasana here. Now, gently lower your knees, cross your ankles, and we're going to warm up our triceps with a couple of tricep push-ups. Knees lowered is more supportive, more points of contact on the earth. So shift forward a little bit, and then lower halfway down, press back up. Let's just do 3 of those. This is number 2. See if you can skim the elbows against your rib cage. Try not to let them go out too wide, but it's okay if they do. Now uncross your feet, lower the tops of your feet, and then lower the chest and the chin down with control, and back through cobra. Inhale, breath. Chest lifts, tops of feet press down, look forward. Through downward facing dog, and we'll meet you there. Now 3-leg dog is a lift of the right leg. Drive the leg back, square the shoulders, and lift from the root of the thigh. So feel the really deep muscles working here. Draw your knee to your nose, and then step the foot to your thumb, and use your hand if you need to bring it forward. Gently lower the back knee down, and then salute the sun. Reach up, rise up, palms touch overhead, look up. And then lower the hands down to frame the front foot and step forward to the top of your mat with your back foot. So both feet top of mat. Halfway lift here, crown of head forward, inhale. And then we fold, exhale. And then inhale, you stand up and sweep the hands out, gather that beautiful new breath to the sky. And then return to the earth and fold. Find a halfway lift, inhale. Now step the same foot you step forward, step it back now. So right foot back, right knee lowers. Lift up, reach up, rise up, palms touch. Now lower the hands to frame the front foot and step the front foot back to plank. Lower the knees gently and then lower the torso down with control. Untuck the toes. Cobra, inhale. And then exhale. Downward facing dog. Let's do that on the other side now. So lift the left leg. Left heel to buttock, and then knee to nose, step the left foot forward. Use your hand to help it come forward. Gently lower the back knee down. Sweep up, rise up, reach up. Frame the front foot and step forward with the back foot. Halfway lift, inhale. Beautiful fold, exhale. Up to the sky, inhale. And then return to the earth, exhale breath. Halfway lift, inhale. Now step the same foot back, left knee lowers. Lift up, rise up, reach up, palms touch. Lower the hands down. Now it is tricky to step back to high plank, so do your best. And then lower the knees and the torso, keeping the elbows nice and close to the rib cage if you can. Untuck the toes, tops of the feet on the mat. Chest forward, heart guides you forward. Cobra, that's your inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale breath. Hey, we've got time for one more on each side. So inhale the right leg up to the sky. Heel to butt, knee to nose, step the right foot forward. Remember to use your hand if you need. Gently lower back knee down. Reach up, rise up. Frame the front foot, step forward. Halfway lift, inhale. And a deep fold, exhale. Up to the sky, inhale. Return to the earth. Exhale, breath. Hands on shins can help with a halfway lift, inhale. And then step the right foot back, lower the right knee down. Sweep up, rise up, reach up. So belly button in, lift up to the sky. Lower the hands, frame the foot, step back, high plank. Lower the knees. And then lower the torso, untuck the toes, tops of feet on mat. Cobra, big breath in. Maybe your back's a little warmer now. Stepping back into downward facing dog. And final side, left side. Left leg lift, inhale. Heel to butt, knee to nose, step it through, forward. Hand helps it come forward, back knee lowers. Reach up, rise up, palms touch. Lower the hands, frame front foot. Step forward with the back foot. Find a halfway lift, maybe those hands on shins. Inhale, fold, exhale. Up to the sky, inhale. Return to the earth. Big breath out, exhale breath. Half on the in, and then left foot back, left knee lowers. Inhale, sky. Exhale, step back, high plank. Lower the knees, lower the torso. Now we're going to take a different variation now, Cobra. Take our hands out further beyond our mat. Maybe come up onto the finger pads. We call this one striking Cobra because our back should be quite warm here. But if this doesn't feel right, take your variation of Cobra, which was the hands under the shoulders. We'll do that one more time because I did a lot of talking then. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Press back to downward facing dog. Walk forward to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Up to sky, inhale. Now hands through heart center, exhale, breath. Just come back to your intention. Come back to that centering. Come back to your breath. Root the left foot down, tree pose. Bring the right knee in towards you, give it a big squeeze. Open the knee out to the right. Now catch the foot and place the foot either on the calf muscle of the left leg or the ball of the foot on the mat and the heel gently above the ankle of the left foot. I'm just going to rotate around and show you those variations. So there's one option, and then there's another option like that, which is more stable. Now there is, of course, a tree pose up here, which takes more skill. So yogi's choice. I'm actually going to take my foot down here and practice with my beginner friends. Your hands at heart. We'll take 5 long, slow, steady breaths there. We call in our yogic philosophy, drishti, the focus and awareness on the horizon, and a dot on the wall, perhaps. And see how much more stable you find yourself when you focus there. And then we'll take ourselves out of that. We'll move through the other side. So sole of right foot anchors down, and we're going to take the option that we took on the other side. So you saw the choices we made, and I'm going to take the same one again. And this time I'm going to give you some space for quietness. And then return back to center and shake it out, wiggle it out, jiggle it out. Well done. Just going to head through one little twisted stretch to finish our practice. So step your feet wide, come into a yogi squat, and then however elegantly you can manage it, maybe hands behind you, slowly sit down on your buttocks and then lie down on your back. And bring the right knee in and give it a lovely big cuddle and a squeeze. And then we twist the right knee over to the left through the torso, the twist is. So we're drawing the knee across our body to the left. And I don't mind if it's hovering or, if it doesn't make contact with the earth. The stretch is really this rinsey therapeutic abdominal kind of motion. And then we've also got some of the hips as well. And I hate to say where there's going to be a target area because we're all quite different and a lot of us are very tight in our hips and our thighs. So could be sort of outer hip and thigh for you, could be inner thigh. So just take a moment, ease into the discomfort. And then come back through your center, give the knee another little cuddle and a squeeze and thank it for all its work today. Re-extend the right leg and take yourself through the other side. Hug the knee in. Right hand draws the knee across your mat. Look to the left. Nice work. Come back through your center. Give that knee a chance to have a little cuddle and thank it. And bring both knees in and then lift your head towards your knees. Make yourself into a little ball and give yourself a lovely little cuddle. And then from that sense of hugging in, expand out into the wisdom and the truth of your Shavasana. So this is our rest pose. So we lengthen out and we let the arms lower down beside us. So my encouragement here would be to not fidget, not itch, and not reset the mind back to the 24-hour experience off the mat. Let's just stay in this sense of calm and serenity. And we've only got a few moments here together, so yeah, just sit with that. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, roll your wrists, and roll your ankles. And sweep the arms overhead, lengthen everything out, point the toes. Roll onto your favorite hip in a fetal position. Hug your knees in, round your spine, chin to chest. Use your underside arm as a beautiful little pillow. Bathe yourself in love and gratitude here. Well done, and congratulations for showing up. Maybe it's your first ever class, maybe not. It's okay. And then super slowly start to make your way up into a comfortable seat. I'm not fussy about that shape, whether it's a cross leg or not. And just take a moment, bring your hands to your heart space, chin to chest, and bow yourself inwards for another moment. Reconnect with your intention, rediscover your beauty, your wonder, your amazingness. And then bring your thumbs to your third eye. Lokha samasta sukhinu bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Greet this incredible, amazing, courageous version of yourself with the Hindi word Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing. Class 1 done. 4 more to go. Keep it up and well done.